How's it going, everyone? Equinox Phoenix here, and today we're going to talk about The Flash, Season 8, Episode 15, titled Into the Still Force. Oh boy. This episode is a bit all over the place. So Barry discovers Iris is missing, right? As we know from last episode. And he's kind of freaking out. So he goes to see Tinia, and Tinia is still under the misunderstanding that Iris made her mom disappear, as if it was some kind of as if Iris is some kind of supervillain, which is unfortunate, since it's not actually Iris's fault because Iris is ill. But hey, whatever. You technicalities and whatnot. And so she blows Barry off. Now, Dion shows up screaming, right? The entire episode has him scream. Anyway, and it tells him Iris is in the Still Force, and that he needs Barry's help to get her out. Um, as great as this is, when Barry goes to tell Joe and the rest of Team Flash about this, Joe's like, "Wait, what about the other forces? Uh, Alexa, Bashir, Nora, uh." So it turns out Barry can't contact any of them, which is unfortunate. And he kind of blows Joe off and tells Chester to fix the scanner so that they can find Iris inside the Still Force. Uh, Joe goes you know after Barry leaves the room. Joe's like he's yelling. He goes and yells at him. He's like, dude, like are you sure this is like the right thing? You know what you should be doing, like. And Barry's kind of like, he's it's a bit much, right? Anyway, the Still Force shows. Sorry, Dion shows up and is like, okay, where we're going, shit's about to get weird, right? So Dion takes Barry into the Still Force, and there we see a couple weird newspapers. We see like how weird and wonky um time has gotten since Iris was dropped into it. We see a couple go from young to old to young. We see a lot of like different scenes. Allegra yelling at her hater, whose name escapes me. Um, we find Renee. Renee is in the Still Force. And they eventually find the particle that Dion put in Iris, and Dion reabsorbs it. Now, after he absorbs it, he's like, "Ha ha ha, sorry," and then snaps his fingers and sends Barry to Joe's house. Now, I'm like, wait, Dion is evil again? That makes no sense, right? Because he was never truly evil. Evil. That was Bashir. Um, and even then, Bashir was not so much evil as had a ton of misplaced anger. It's weird, right? And so now we flash forward to 2049, and we see Nora. Apparently, Bart was out partying instead of saving the city, and Nora is writing a report. Now, when Nora asks Gideon for help, Gideon faces out of existence. Just uh, and a bunch of still force particles come in, and they're like, and you hear Dion's voice, and it's like, Barry needs your help, right? And he tells Nora, that Barry needs her help, and he sends her off into the still force. Right as Barry picks up the hairbrush that we saw from earlier episodes, from a few episodes ago, like several, not even a few, many episodes ago. Uh, I think this was episode 6 of this season, so like a 9 episodes ago. That's a flashback and a half. So Nora shows up, and it, they're like trapped in the still force. So Barry's reconnects to the still force and whatnot, and he gives Nora some of that spark, and they make multiple attempts to try to escape, but they're like stuck in a loop. The still force is apparently trying to keep them inside. I don't get. That's the weird thing, right? We have Dion acting like he's some kind of villain, weirdly, but then Dion acting like a hero. Is there two still forces now? Oh, negative still force. The evil Dion could be the negative still force. Right. And then the particle version is just actual Dion. That doesn't make any sense though. I don't know. I'm theorizing mid video here. Anyway, so they keep trying to leave. They got stuck in a loop. So because the still force is trying to keep them inside for whatever reason, which makes no sense. Um, but we'll go with it for now. See if they give us a this is the thing, right? We had the negative speed force, right? But we never saw a physical representation of the negative speed force, and this is why I'm very like, what is going on here, right? Like if it was just like it looks like Nora, but it's evil, I'd just be like, oh yeah, the evil Leon's just the negative still force. But we never had negative speed force physical representation, just normal speed force. Anyway, they keep trying, and Barry figures out that they're not in a temporal loop per se. They are how do you say the speed force is keeping them trapped inside, and so he tells Nora, focus on the moment of us getting outside, so past this loop, and they break through the still force and make it back. The moment that they make it outside, it's supposed to be them just running, right? But this time when they make it out, they're kind of unceremoniously launched. They like roll a bit. But yeah, they're successfully freed. And they have like a talk with Joe and Cecile. And with this, with this, um, Barry tells Joe that he felt Iris and that she's fine. Now Nora, hugs it out with Joe, Cecile, and Barry, and he heads off to 2049. And that's kind of where it ends with that part. Now, on the other side of this episode is Chester being asked by Kramer if he can help with something. Now, it turns out a bomb of sorts that was used is one of Chester's designs. It was used by one of his viewers. Now, Allegra tries to talk Chester out of giving up on humanity when it comes to sharing his tech, and succeeds. But, and this is a very big but, as he's being convinced of that there's no like evil going on, him and Allegra go out for drinks. Chester very awkwardly asks her out without asking her out. Now, as they're leaving, Chester does the clap thing to turn off the lights, and oh, someone downloads all the information off of Chester's computer. Oh boy. But yeah, that's where the episode ends, and this episode was confusing. Which, to be fair, I believe this is the episode we were told was gonna be very weird, which it was. I mean, we got a newspaper that said Zoom and Godspeed destroy Central City, and I'm like, but Zoom and Godspeed are different seasons. Like, what? Zoom's gone. And I don't think Zoom knows how to travel to the future. Past, yeah, because he made a bunch of time remnants. Ugh. It's so Sorry, my frame rate just dropped. It's so like weirdly complicated. But that is the episode. We were promised weird and we got weird. Having what seems to be two Dions is the definition of weird. I should be opening the Lindis figure today. It'll be up on the gaming channel. I'm gonna try and see if I can get it recorded today. It's gonna take a bit. But yeah, anyway, enjoy that. Anyway, tell me what you guys thought of the episode down in the comment section down below. That's going to be for this video. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay bright. This episode was weird as fuck. Oh. Before you go. Chillblaine yelled at Caitlyn and then was like, and then came back to help her. It's just, there was like two scenes. Anyway, bye.